Paraslet Warrior here. I haven't done a video in about a week or two. One, because no one's really seen it. There's not that many people seeing or watching the channel. But I'm still going to do videos anyways, because there's still a few people watching it. So I'll do it for them. And second of all, I've been working on, you can only see the beginning of it right here. But that's the beginning of basically a whole wall. It's going to go from where my TV is there in the back to where the computer is right here. It's outdoor cabin looking thing on the inside basically. So I've been working on that. So you haven't been able to I haven't been able to do a video because I haven't had a desk to put a computer on basically. But I'm here to do a video about the IFAK, because the first video I did on it was with my iPhone and that didn't work out very well. Yeah, the quality sucks. So I'm just going to do a video review of it here and now. This is what I keep in mind. I bought it pre-stocked and then added a few things myself. It's actually, I'll even tell you what I've used some of this before on someone. Let's just crack into it. It's well stocked. Like you can see how hard the zippers will get off. But it's made by London Bridge. Made by London Bridge Tactical, or London Bridge Trading Company, actually. And they got, I'm not sure who stocked it for them. I'm sure London Bridge did it themselves. I bought it up in Virginia Beach from a local store that works with London Bridge. And for 75 bucks, which for what's in here, that's a steal, because it should be like 125 markup. Up front, I already sewed on, the cross to let them know it's medical, and just some red. Actually, I should probably start up here first. You got combat casualty care card, and then on the inside, it's got the markings. If you use a tourniquet and all the other things you should mark off. Just attach it to the guy's foot, maybe once you get on a Med-Evac or a bird of any sort. But as you can see, well stocked. Just all in this little package, And I keep it on either the Active Valor rig, for lack of a better term. It's a LBT 1961. Yeah, 1961. And sorry, my throat's a little sore. Or I keep it on a different rig. I have a Ranger rack that I keep some of the stuff on. But when I have it on the London Bridge, on the London Bridge, I usually take it all out of here and shove it in one of the pockets. But now I've adapted that for a better use now. I use it on a battle belt sometimes now too. But anyways, what I keep in the very top here, I keep an Israeli bandaged, and gauze. Now, I've used an Israeli bandage on a guy before, and I've used this same gauze on a guy before, all at the same time. I was at the range on the firing line. I was the only guy with an IFAK, which is pretty stupid. Everyone should have one, Guy shot, ricocheted right. It was shooting a 40 Smith & Wesson, which I shot the same. I love shooting 40 Smith & Wesson. He had the same thing. It was a hollow point though, so it ricocheted off and came back and hit him right in the bicep. But he was a big buff guy, so his bicep was like up to here, which makes it an even bigger target. Went right in there and hit the main artery, and I was like, oh shit, look what I gotta do. So I grabbed the gauze. I reached in there and pulled the bullet out, which I probably shouldn't have done, but who cares. I grabbed this gauze and started shoving it inside the wound. Just push, 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 getting in there. Then I grabbed this, the Israeli bandage, which is basically like a tourniquet and a bandage all in one. Started wrapping it up, making it nice and tight. And I think it was about 3 or 4 minutes later the ambulance arrived, because, not that far from civilization or whatever you want to call it. And they took him, they said I did a good job, and I was like, okay, whatever. He turned out fine. He just got a little hole in his arm now. He got physical therapy done for a few months apparently, but it was pretty cool. Basically saved his arm and some blood too. But I usually keep 2 of these on my everyday carry bag, which I'll do a video next about my everyday carry. But if you don't have like any sort of big kit and you need a blowout kit, just get some gauze in this. That's all you really need. Just basics, you know. I mean, just these two things alone will save your life a little longer than nothing at all. Up next, now I usually use the Israeli bandage as my main tourniquet, but I do have another tourniquet kept away, and the kit itself comes with two different tourniquets as well, or two of the same, I should say. I call it the fish tourniquet because it looks like a Jesus fish. Just wrap it around, hook it in there, you know. Looks pretty simple. Some more gauze is kept in there. It's basically these two things are mirrored on this side. I don't really want to pull this out because it's a bitch to put back in, but it is a 14 gauge decompression needle. Yep, decompression needle. I forgot what that movie was called, like The Kings of something or other, where it had George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg in it. Mark Wahlberg had a wound on his chest, and he had to decompress, you know, all the time. And you know, if he didn't decompress, his stomach would blow up, for lack of a better term. Pneumothorax, basically. But yeah, that's real world movie version of what that's used for. Down here I got combat gauze, which QuikClot, anything made by QuikClot is like amazing because it uses this corn. It's like a cornstarch mixed in with a hemostatic chemical. Basically, like the cornstarch is like a bunch of it's cornstarch basically, and with that hemostatic agent, it basically makes a clot, preventing blood from shooting out more. Basically, I love it. That's the gauze version. I'd rather use the powder, but I don't have the powder. You got a bowl and chest seal. Once again, pneumothorax prevention is a big deal. See, it has the holes. It allows air to get out, but it keeps your guts in, for lack of a better term. You know, some number of, I forget the percentage, but it was like 30, between 30 and somewhere around 30 and 70% between there of all battlefield deaths in the past 11 years are due to hemothorax and pneumothorax. Hemothorax is bleeding out of your chest and all that. Or correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm sure I'm wrong on that for hemothorax. But pneumothorax, your guts basically spill out from the pressure because they shut you in the lung. That's just the basic, you know. U.S. Tactical Doc, NER, whatever. He knows about that. Tell him to correct me because I'd love to know more. I'm not expecting to use that on myself. I'd rather have someone put it on me that knows what to do with it. Be a lot smarter. Nasopharyngeal airway. If you got something back your throat, can't breathe very well, they shove that down your nose. It's got lube. Nasal lube. The H&H bandage, which is pretty sweet. I don't know if you can see the you can see the H in it, kinda. Never used these. Never met a guy. I'm sure there's a guy that used these before. I just didn't know. Like I know a lot of guys in special warfare. They carry the same kit. And I mean, literally, they have a few more things shoved in there, which I don't know how they did it. But they have the Israeli bandage, and they have a different form of gauze. And they said my kit was, you know, pretty damn good. But this is a good bandage. I've seen some reviews on it. It's pretty good apparently. And I got rubber gloves because who knows what's out there, right? So that's what I keep on my kit. Like I said, on different occasions, I'll shove just these two in a bag or my pocket, like my cargo pants or something. Just shove it in there and I'm good to go basically. That's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you know what to do with it. Like it, subscribe, whatever you gotta do. I'd really appreciate it. This is the London Bridge Trading, or Tactical as I like to call it, IFAK mixed in with a couple of my own things. Hopefully, guys, this just gave you something cool to look at. I know the video is a little long, about 10 minutes, but hopefully you guys like it. Do what you gotta do. Thanks, guys.